Hey everyone, thank you for watching. So today's video we're going to be trying out some new makeup like I do over here on Fridays. So if you caught yesterday's video, it was an Ulta and a Sephora haul. So for today's video I'm going to be testing out a bunch of the products that I shared in that haul. And so for today I'm going to try out the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I also have a Becca concealer here, the Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer. I have the Veil powder, the Veil Translucent Setting Powder from Hourglass. I didn't haul this one, but I have this makeup sponge from Stands Out Beauty, the like memory foam sponge that a lot of people are very curious about. We're going to try that today. I'm also very excited to play with the Needs palette from Makeup Revolution and Emily Noel. So we're going to be doing an eye look with this one and also using the face products in here. And then if you caught my haul, I've picked up a lot of lip products recently, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to put into this video, so we're just going to swatch these four right here. We have Dose of Colors, Pat McGrath, Huda Beauty, and Kevyn just to see what they look like. Okay, so we do have a lot to try out today, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with the face like I normally do. Before I get all zoomed in, I wanted to talk about this sponge quickly. So this is from Stands Out Beauty. It's S-T-A-N-S Out Beauty. It's their makeup blending sponge. This is the box that it comes in. It's $20 and you can get it on their website. It says it's a multifunctional blending tool designed to apply a streak-free airbrush finish to your complexion, and it's pretty interesting. Like immediately once you feel it, you can tell it's different than pretty much any other makeup sponge that I've ever picked up. And then yeah, when you like, whoa. Okay, so I've never seen a makeup sponge do that as well. And I thought it was interesting because it says on here that you're only supposed to have to wet it the first like 3 to 5 times that you use it. And then after that, you don't have to wet it anymore. And it just, I don't know. I'm curious about that. I've never tried it, obviously, so we'll have to see how it comes once I've tried it several times and see how I feel about that kind of claim. But really curious about this. I will have the website linked down below. This one was sent to me to my P.O. box, I believe. So I'm curious to try it out because a lot of people are chatting about it. So let me go get this wet and we'll give this a try. Okay, so I do have my primer on and I'm going to start here with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I'm in the shade Natural, which I hope works because it looks pretty yellow and I am so tired of yellow foundations. It does have a pump on it, which is nice. This is a $14.99. So I got this wet and honestly it didn't really change in shape. You know, like usually the beauty blenders get bigger once you put water on them, and it also doesn't feel wet. Like it feels damp right now, but that's it. So I'm super curious about this. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do a couple pumps here onto my sponge. Here's what it looks like. So I was a little bit nervous about this one because it's matte and full coverage, which isn't always my favorite. I prefer a little bit lighter coverage, maybe like a Lumi or a natural finish, but people have been saying good things about this one. And a lot of people seemed curious about it. So I got it at Ulta. They were doing their 10 times points and this one was included in it. So I thought that I could go ahead and give it a shot here because sometimes things do surprise me. Sometimes things that I think I'm not gonna like, I end up liking. So try to keep an open mind and give this a shot here. And I really do enjoy trying out foundations and concealers. And I'm really into trying out more like complexion products right now versus like just like eyeshadow palettes. I feel like I'm really burned down on them. So I feel like I'm gravitating more towards complexion products. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in, bring it onto my neck. The sponge feels, I don't know, it just feels different right now. I'm trying to decide in a good way or a bad way. It really does feel like a dry sponge though, and it's kind of got like this, I don't know, the texture on it is just, I can't decide if I like it or not, but I feel like it's doing a good job like blending into my skin. I'm not really noticing any sort of like streakiness or unevenness yet with this sponge, which is like super weird just because it feels different, but that's okay. Okay, so here's what my skin is looking like with the foundation on. I don't feel like it feels too heavy on the skin. It's supposed to be more lightweight, which is nice. I have allergies really bad, so don't mind my eyes. They look terrible because allergies are really fun. Well, I guess I don't know if I love how my forehead is looking, which I usually, that's like one of the main areas, and I get some dry patches up here and I feel like that doesn't really look necessarily the cutest. Around my nose doesn't look bad at this moment. Maybe a little bit of like cakiness too right there. So I don't know, we'll just have to see. I don't think the shade match is great either. I do think it is a little bit more yellow than I want it to be, which that's just, I guess, like every foundation that I'm trying lately is too yellow, so that's a bummer. But right now I'm not overwhelmingly like excited about the foundation. I think it looks cakey in some areas, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I just applied it. We'll put the rest of our makeup on. We'll see how it continues. The sponge, I also don't know how I feel yet. It just like feels so odd on the skin. Really, I didn't notice, you know, any streaking. It said it's supposed to be streak free. I don't think it was necessarily like faster than any other beauty blender that I've tried, but I don't know. Have you guys tried that sponge yet? Alrighty, so for concealer, I'm going to try this one here from Becca. I picked this up from Sephora. This is the Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer. I got the shade Chai, and when I opened this up in yesterday's haul video, I was like, that looks way too light, so we'll have to see what it looks like on the skin. So here is what Chai looks like, and this looks, I don't know about this one. Let me do this. Oh, that's not even going to be close. Nope. Okay. Perfect. So usually after I get done filming this video, I'll go ahead and film for Sunday's video, because I upload 6 days a week, but I only film 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I take weekends off, so I have to double film during one day, and this day always just seems easier for me. You know, you put makeup on and then just go ahead and film another video. Great. I don't think that's gonna happen today. So let's just go ahead and apply it. It's definitely very pink, which I'm not minding the kind of like almost like peachy salmony bits here, because it'll help kind of discolor a little bit, so that's good. I'm gonna bring it onto my eyelids as well to act as my primer. It's really hard to apply though, like it feels like sticky, like that wasn't smooth or creamy to apply at all, and now I'm like worried using this sponge that's more dry as well, or feels more dry anyways. I don't know how to explain the sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out, and hopefully, sometimes when I do my makeup, whether I start with my face or with my eyes first, like sometimes as I'm just getting started, I'm like, this is not gonna go well. Nope. And then by the time I get finished, I'm like, okay, not so bad. So I'll try not to be a Debbie Downer right away. I am also filming this on Wednesday, which is when I upload my Will I Buy It series. And I don't know, this week's Will I Buy It just has me feeling all kinds of ways. I feel like sometimes with my Will I Buy It's, people watch just to complain about what I want to spend my money on. Like, I don't know. I know there's a lot going on with the beauty community right now. I just watched Sam Ravindell's video this morning too, and that kind of like left me thinking a lot of different things. And then I post my Will I Buy It videos, and then it's either people wanting to tell me that I'm wrong for spending money the way I want to spend my own money, or correct me. Like if I say something wrong in the video, I think it's almost like people get off on being able to say that I'm wrong in the comments, and I don't know, it just has me, I'm just feeling in a really weird mood, and I considered not filming today and just taking the day off or whatever, but I don't want to let negativity get me down. I don't want to let negativity push me out of my own schedule, and I just don't want to let negativity ruin what I do for fun, for what I enjoy doing, and then just like mope around my house all day. Like, ooh, this day sucks. Like, that's not cool. I'm gonna play with makeup, I'm gonna cheer myself up, and move on. But I just kind of feel like I'm in a boo mood right now, so it's that is what it is. So this is like pretty much white on me, and I do like bright under eyes, but this is really taking it to a different level, so that's interesting. I do feel like it was hard to blend out though too, and part of that could be the sponge, but it's just like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like super thick, it's just like, I don't know, it was just hard to blend out. I feel like people have been saying really good things about this concealer, which is why I wanted to pick it up. And again, I'm into trying out concealers, you know, the more complexion products like I said, but I don't know about this one, man. I'm gonna try to disregard the color and just roll with it, but I don't know. I feel like too that it looks like my under eyes are just like really caked up. I mean, maybe it's a combination of the foundation and the concealer, but I don't even feel like my under eyes look super smooth right now. It like, to me, it looks like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. So, no good. we're just gonna keep trying. But I'm gonna pick up the Hourglass Veil powder. A lot of people are saying really good things about this too. So I got the mini from Sephora. I really like minis, and I figure for a loose setting powder that typically I've been saying that I don't wear as much, but lately I've been trying more and more of them and really liking them, but I still enjoy getting the mini because even still I feel like I would never get through this mini here. Now that I sufficiently have powder everywhere, which is great. This is what it looks like here. I'm just gonna use the sponge again. I don't know what I'm thinking about this sponge, guys. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking about it, but I'm gonna pick up a little bit on the sponge and then apply to the under eyes. So I got it applied to the under eyes, and it is supposed to be a translucent powder, so I'm also going to use it to set the foundation and see what we think. I tried to dump some out into, like, one of my biggest problems with loose setting powders, whether it has the net, whether it has like just a few holes in here, like it's so hard to get product out. It's so hard to get product out. So I want to, oh, there we go, we got some in the cap here. Okay, so I want to use it to set my face too, just to see what I think about it, because like I said, I've been doing that more recently too. The Milk Makeup Powder has me so impressed. I've been pretty much setting my skin with that every day. That's probably going to be too much powder. Whoa. You were complaining that you couldn't get enough powder, and now look what happens. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just going to use that and blend it into the skin and on my under eyes and see what we think. I'm going to take a brush here and just kind of wipe off the excess on my under eyes and then also the rest of my face so we can see what we're working with here. My under eyes, I don't know if I love it. Definitely could be because of the concealer though, because I don't think I'm really liking that one right off the bat. The rest of my skin, I do think it looks pretty good, and I feel like it almost kind of helped like some of the wonkiness that was happening with the foundation. Like it just kind of made it look a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer, and almost like a little bit more skin-like, which was weird because you put a powder on, like you put more makeup on, but it almost to me looks like I have less makeup on now. So that's kind of weird. So I'm interested to keep trying out the veil powder here, and just like with all my first impressions videos, I do always do a follow-up, so check back in a couple weeks and I'll have my full reviews on everything. But so far so good. The foundation I wasn't sure about, concealer I wasn't sure about, but I feel like the powder, maybe we're gonna turn things around now. Alrighty, so my camera did need to cool down, so I went ahead and filled in my brows off camera. I did use a new product though. This is from Morphe, and this is their micro brow pencil. I used the shade Latte. I've been trying this out. I think this is the third time that I've tried it now. I'm actually really liking it. I think it's only like $5, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't know. I've been liking it, and it does have the spoolie on one end, and then on the other end you have a really fine brow pencil here. So it reminds me of like the Benefit Precisely My Brow, the CoverGirl, I think it's called, like the micro fine brow pencil as well. It reminds me of something similar to that. So $5. I've been really liking this one so far. So I do have my brows filled in. And then for my skin, I still think my skin is looking pretty good. And it's just so interesting that like I wasn't feeling it at first, and then I put that powder on, and now I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm back in the game. So that is kind of crazy because I would kind of think the opposite with the powder, but I don't know, we'll keep rolling. I want to switch to my eyes first before I use some of these face products. So I am using eyes and face out of this palette. This is the Needs palette, has everything you need in here. So first up, let's start with the eyes. This guy was $15. Again, congrats to Emily Noel on her collab with Makeup Revolution. I love that there's a big mirror in here. I think that that's awesome. And I love the shade names in here. I think it's so great. And it's like what I need today. I already feel bad that I touched on negativity. The majority of days I can let it roll off, but there's just those few days that I just get so overwhelmed and just, you know, it just like brings me down. And today just happens to be one of those days, which is a bummer, but it means that it's not going to happen tomorrow. So, hey, positive thoughts. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here more on the eyes. So I'm first going to come into Kindness with a Moda brush, and I'm just going to run that all over the lid. And then I think I'm going to jump in with Faith here and a blending brush from Bdellium Tools, and I'm going to put that into the crease here. And I'm just going to try to flip my switch here. Sometimes you just kind of have to give yourself your own little pep talk and say, you know what? Yes, there's negativity out there. There's negativity with everything, with every industry with every, you know, people have bad days, and you can either continue to dwell on it and you can sit and stew on it and you can want to fight it, or you can flip your switch and get into a better mindset, and that's what I'm choosing to do right now. Flip it. Okay. Alrighty, so I am working on blending this into my crease. This looks like a very nice shade. It is blending very well, so that is awesome. A little bit of honesty here, and this is just a smaller blending brush from Real Techniques. And then I'm also going to focus this on the outer part of my eye here. And then also blend that in. That shade looks really pretty as well. It's showing up. It's a nice like fruity pink here, and I think that it's blending really easily. I'm not really getting a lot of fallout on my face. It was just like a dot there, and I just brushed it away and that was fine. Only like next issue is there's not like, there's this one shimmer here, Passion, but it's like really, really dark, and then it has, you know, a little bit of the shimmer going on here. I don't know, like a little bit of a reflect something, but that's like not really what I want on my eyes. So I might actually use the highlight. I didn't really realize how many mattes were in here. So we're just gonna try the highlight shade, which is Gratitude. So I have a flat shader, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pick some up first without spraying my brush, and then apply it to the eye here. Okay, so that looks pretty, but I am gonna go ahead and just use some Fix Plus on my brush to try to see if I can intensify it just a little bit to get the kind of shimmer that I want here. So let's go ahead and see if that, ooh, see? Ooh, okay. I'm liking that. So I'm just gonna apply that to like the inner middle part of my eyes here. I'd say that's like really my only con right now about the palette, is that I wish there was one light shimmer in here. And I'm thinking like maybe this shade is supposed to be almost like the setting powder for your face, since it's more in like this type of pan. But then it means like that's really similar to this one too, and you could mix or match them, you know, kind of thing. So I wish that maybe there just would have been one more lighter shimmer in place of that one, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this here on the other eye, and I do wish I had just a little bit more oomph, but that's okay. It's interesting because like as I have it on the lids, I feel like it's not as like shimmery. Like it almost is just kind of turning into like another matte shade. I don't know, but it's light, so that's what I was going for. I just didn't want to do anything like too dark in there, but I just wanted a little bit of shimmer versus some of these lighter mattes that are on the eye portion side. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for right now. I'm gonna grab that smaller blending brush again and then just do a little quick blend here. Okay, so this is what I have going on with the eye look right now. I don't have a new like eyeliner or mascara or anything like that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that off camera, and then we'll come back in so we can keep using this one, finish off the face and also the eyes. Okay, so I did use the Nars Climax mascara. This is one that I tried in last week's video, so I'm still testing it out, but I realized not to put the mascara on my bottom lashes like I think I did last week before we finish off the lower lash line. So that's what we're gonna do now. So I'm gonna come back into the palette, and I think I'm just gonna grab the two matte shades that I put on the lid and just take like a pencil brush and apply those to the lash line. So I still like the eye look that I came out with. I wasn't even like, I don't know, when I opened up the palette, I didn't have anything in mind. I just kind of like went for it, and then I was like, oh shoot, I clearly wasn't thinking there. But I don't know, like now I'm trying to think of like how many different eye looks I'm gonna get out of this palette. It might not be a ton, or you know, they could just be like the kind of like your staple matte eye look, like on the go, rushing around kind of thing. So I still think this would be like a nice travel palette too, because sometimes like if I'm out of town, especially if we're just out of town like visiting family, we're not like on a vacation or like doing something fun, a lot of time my makeup is like super minimal, and you know, like I don't want to take a lot of time, or I'm just kind of like rushing around, or you know, on someone else's schedule, so I'm trying not to like take a ton of time doing anything too crazy with my makeup. So it might be good for something like that. So went hard on the lower lash line, just like I always do. I feel like that's pretty pink, so now I'm gonna look sick. I'm gonna look like a sick clown because my under eyes are so white right now. Oh boy. And then I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of Love. It's a matte shade, but I'm just gonna take a different pencil brush and just put that into the inner corner there instead of doing a shimmer again. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna take the mascara into my lower lashes. Alrighty, so I'm gonna work on the face side now, so I'm gonna grab out the bronzer, which is called Courage. I'm gonna use the Sigma F30, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to the face. So I think that the bronzer looks really nice. I didn't have too many problems with the pans, like you just kind of have to go in sideways, but like for the actual like pan shape and size and all that, I didn't have too much problems with it. So I do really like how the bronzer is looking. So I'm gonna grab out my blush brush, the F40. I'm gonna come into the blush here. Ooh, I just kind of lightly tapped that and that looks really pretty. It's kind of more of like a neutral blush, which I've been feeling more and more lately, so ooh, I like this. Definitely curious to try out the highlight because I did swatch it in yesterday's haul video and it didn't blow me away, and like I said, I have it on my eyes and I'm still like, I like more intense highlights, so we'll have to go ahead and see. I'm going to use my F03, my favorite highlighting brush from Sigma, come into the highlight here and see what we get. Yeah, I don't think this highlight's gonna be for me. It's just a little bit too subtle. But this is kind of, to me, this palette is kind of like the needs. Like I totally understand the name. And you know, maybe not everybody wants this crazy super blinding highlight, and I totally can get that. So it's like a really nice neutral palette with some of your face colors, you know, your face shades in here too. So that's good. Just for me, like if I was going to take this one traveling, like I would have to pop in, you know, a highlight with a little bit more oomph. But I still think it makes sense to the overall palette, if that makes any sense at all. It's just not going to be like a personal favorite of mine. So the face and the eyes are finished. Here's the final look. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my face before I jump into the 4 lip swatches. I did pick up another one of the Morphe setting sprays because this one is almost out. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray my face. So moving over to the lip swatches, like I said, I just couldn't pick which one I wanted to try out. So we're going to try all 4. 3 of the formulas I've never tried before. The Dose of Color ones I have tried. Dose of Colors one I have tried, but I haven't tried that shade yet. So I'm going to kick it off with the Pat McGrath. This is one of the matte trans lipsticks, and this shade is in Christy, which when I swatched it yesterday, it was more pink than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be more of a brown nude, but go ahead and try this one out. Here's what Christy looks like. I really like this pink. I think it's a really nice color, so I think that I'll still get on with it. It feels almost kind of like a little bit powdery as you're applying it. Like, I'm not sure how to describe it the best. It's still really like soft and like almost creamy. When applying it, it just kind of had this like weird powder feeling, but I felt like it went on really smoothly. I think that it looks nice on the lips. So next up, I'm going to try the one from Huda Beauty. This is one of the Demi Matte lipsticks, and this one is in Day Slayer. So I really do like Huda Beauty's liquid lipsticks, and I own quite a few, so I'm curious to try the Demi Matte formula. And this one got pretty mixed feedback in my Sephora wishlist video. Some people said they absolutely love it. Some people said that they thought it was terrible and returned it. So curious to see what I will think. Alright, so this is Day Slayer. I love this color, first of all. Love the color. The formula of it I think is pretty interesting because Huda Beauty's liquid lipsticks are very liquidy, like almost like a watery, very thin, and this is definitely a lot thicker that I noticed right away. Of course, I'm not able to test anything like the longevity of any of these formulas. I'm kind of just doing like for color swatches and just kind of, you know, obviously like my first impressions and such. But that was interesting because they definitely feel totally different than the liquid lipsticks from Huda Beauty. But again, I love this color right now. So this is Day Slayer. I want to try the Kevyn one next since this will be a new formula to me as well. So this is the Molten Lip Color, and I picked up the shade Janet. So this is what the applicator looks like on this one. Let's go ahead and see what I think of this color. So far I think I've done a pretty good job of getting different colors, even though they're all like in the same like nude pink family. This one is definitely like the darkest, and it's almost more like mauve-y. I thought it was going to be kind of like a rosy pink is how I described it when I swatched it, but it almost has like a hint of mauve in it as well. They're looking crazy. Great, but we just have one more to go. So this is Dose of Colors. This is Truffle. I love the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick formula. A lot of people have recommended Truffle to me, so I'm excited to give this shade a try. The Truffle from Dose of Colors, it's actually lighter than I thought it was going to be from when I swatched it yesterday. I was like, ooh, that's a little bit darker. No, it's actually a little bit lighter on the lips, but I do really like this color, so thank you to everyone who's been recommending this one to me. But after the Dose of Colors, that is going to finish it off for today's video. Whew. Alrighty guys, so that is it for today's video. So to run through everything that I used, so the sponge, I'm definitely gonna have to try a few more times, and I want to try it with some of like my most loved foundations and concealers, because I was having a few issues with these, and I was like, is it the sponge or is it the products? I don't know. Like off the first try, I'm not immediately in love with it, but I'll keep testing it out. I think that it's an interesting concept and all of that. I need a few more tries with that one. The NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, when I paired it alone, I did use a hydrating primer today, the one from Flower Beauty, because I knew I was coming in with a matte full coverage. When I put it on by itself, I wasn't immediately impressed, and honestly, I truly think that that Hourglass foundation, or the Hourglass powder, like helped it look better, because I could definitely notice it kind of caking up in certain spots. Like I like the way that my skin looks now. I do think that it looks nice, so I'm gonna definitely try it out without the powder and see what I think. But yeah, I mean right now I don't think that my skin looks bad though. I don't even feel like it looks super matte. It's definitely like, it doesn't feel matte, it doesn't feel like overly made up, it doesn't feel too heavy. So I don't know, maybe it just needed a little bit to settle too. Maybe it's not the powder at all. Maybe it just needed a little bit of time, sink into my skin, settle in, and all of that. So I'll keep trying this one here from NYX. The Becca concealer, I'm also not really sure that I love this. The shade match clearly wasn't great either. I'm still very white on my under eyes. But it just felt so like hard to apply. I'm someone who prefers more of like a creamy or a hydrating concealer, but that still gives nice coverage. And I think the coverage is good on this one, but I don't know, I kind of found it hard to blend, so that's again why I want to try this with a different sponge as well. So I don't know, right off the bat, again, I'm not super impressed with that. The Hourglass Veil powder, I'll definitely want to try this a few more times. I've just been having really good luck with powders lately, which is crazy, so I'll definitely be trying this a lot more to let you guys know what I think. But off first impressions, I thought this one worked pretty well. Alrighty, so then for the Makeup Revolution and Emily Noel, the Needs palette. So I have to say that I really like the bronzer and the blush out of here. I think that those were great. I like the initial mattes that I used as well. I do wish, like I said, there would be like maybe one more shimmer, but for like a neutral palette and kind of like an everyday eye and face palette, especially for this being $15, I think that it's really well thought out and well planned, and like it's very cohesive. It makes a lot of sense to me. Of course, for the 4 lip colors, I'll have to come back in a couple weeks to actually review the 3 lipsticks that I've never tried the formula of, because I want to see how they last. I want to see the long wear of it, which is the same thing of seeing how they last, you know, all that good stuff. I've been filming for over 3 hours, so we need to go ahead and wrap this up. But I hope that you guys enjoyed testing out some new makeup with me today. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of everything. I apologize that I started off the video a little bit more on the negative side, but I definitely believe that you can choose to be negative, you can choose to be positive, and today, choosing to be positive, flip that switch, and I'm gonna go enjoy some family time with my husband, with my dog, and finish the rest of the Cubs game. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. If you did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go. I post every single day except for Saturday, so I'll catch you guys in Sunday's video.